Alrighty, everybody. Now we are out here on Whiteheart Island today. We've got a couple of moose and a whitetail in front of us. And we are finally wrapping up the April competition for the Alpine Ibex. We had a lot of submissions happen in April, a lot of back and forth between who was in first place, but when the dust finally settled, C-Bands was first place with a 278 scoring Ibex. And second place goes to Bloodsport with a 275 scoring Ibex. Now, here's the unique thing that I don't know if you guys noticed, but you guys actually have very, very closely scoring Ibex. They were both 291 before deductions. The slight difference, though, C-Bands had a 291.761 and Bloodsport had a 291.160. Now, as we are out here on Red Feather Falls, this is the announcement for the May animal. And as I'm creeping along here, we're hopefully going to take it and go get a trophy shot with it. Now, keeping with somewhat of a theme, with April being Alpine Ibex, this is May, we're going to be going after moose. Now, this month being May, instead of going on score for the mighty moose, we are actually going to see who can get the heaviest moose. They max at 620 kilograms, so they are going to be quite hefty. And I can't wait to see what you guys end up with for some of these big monsters of the forest. We've got one coming in right over here. He's got a less impressive rack than this guy over here, as you can see. However, this guy is going to weigh less. So it's not all about who's got the biggest antlers when it comes to hunting for weight. Sometimes the smaller ones are a little bit heavier. We're hopefully going to get this guy down outside of the reeds. Perfect. Now, just something to be aware of. They can, will, and definitely do go aggressive. Usually, it's only when you've kind of surprised them and you've stood up and you're a lot closer than they expect you to be. So, just something to be aware of. You might want to carry some med kits with you. We'll pick this guy up. We got a single lung liver and we busted through his shoulder blade. He's a 126, but he's a 520 kilogram moose. So we've got 100 kilograms above that to work with. They're very big animals. But I can't wait to see what you guys submit. The May competition will start on May 1st, Wednesday. And it will run until May 28th, which is also a Wednesday, just so I have time to get that last little bit of stuff done with recordings. And then we'll, get into June eventually. Now, as I call this moose into my tree stand, I do want to just let you guys know / kind of remind you that the first video of the month after the announcement is going to be a hotspot how-to guide. So that's going to come out on the 1st when the competition opens. Now, you don't have to wait for that video to come out. That video releases at noon in my time zone. As long as it's basically past midnight and officially May 1st in my time zone, you guys are free to start hunting and blasting whatever you want. You do not have to wait for that video to release. And I mean, if you guys have a question in the Discord about like, hey, is it open yet? Just because you're in a different time zone for me, you can absolutely message me. And if I am awake, I will respond. If I'm at my day job, it might take me a bit, but I'll be able to get you like a, hey, you have this much time until it opens, or yes, the competition is officially open kind of deal. We're going to call this moose in, hopefully get a good shot on it. And, just a reminder, again, you do not have to hunt on red feather for the moose just because I hunt on red feather for the moose. With the Alpine Ibex, we were obviously limited to one map, but when it comes to the moose or earlier in the deer, the mule deer, the red fox, with the animals that are on more than one map, you can pick whatever map you want to hunt, and you don't have to stick to one map. So if you want to one day hunt a moose on Red Feather, and the next day you're like, nah, I'm going to try White Rime today. Doesn't matter whatsoever. Whatever map you want to do. That's it. The only thing that really matters to me is that your harvest is not disqualified for using unethical ammo. And that we're really not spawn mashing, because, like, you know, not really into the spawn mashing situation stuff. That's about it. So as he comes in, I'm going to call one more time, and we're going to use the 300 on this guy. Just for those who may or may not know, you can use any compound bow and any crossbow on the moose. And as far as weapons go that you start the game with, you're going to be using, I think, only the slugs from the 12 gauge, which you will get a box of 10 for free every time you start a hunt. Or I do recommend buying yourself the 300. Now he's right behind a tree, so I can't shoot him from here. So we'll just have to give it a second. But during the hotspot and how-to guide, I'll probably cover some of the more popular weapons to use, why, you know, and you never know, the first week that we open this competition, some of them might be on sale. I will let you know. You know what? We're gonna iron sights this. I don't want to shoot him in the head. I'd like him to turn. But with the weight that you guys can see in the upper left hand or upper right hand corner, you can see that this guy will get up to about 580. They do get up to about 620. I think it was a good hit. I'm out of bullets, though. Oh, he's already down. Yep. So they get up to 620 kilograms, and just, you know, again, we're not going for score this month. We're going for weight. And it's a great thing to do to level up that spotting skill, that tracking skill, because then you're going to have a much better idea of what you're looking at. Like, even my spotting skill isn't that fantastic. I think my moose spotting skill is probably like level 10 or 11. Like, I don't get the greatest read on how much they weigh or how much they're going to score, but it's a start. And they, again, just like Call of the Wild, in kilograms, max at 620. So, he's not very high scoring, but he is decently heavy. I've still got about 100 kilograms I could go up from there. But, one other little reminder, when you do make your submissions, as we made the new rule in April, just so I have the ability to put in your trophy shots in the winner announcement videos, when you make your submission, I would like a link to the score sheet of the animal or the hunt, but preferably the score sheet, because it does make it easier. Because for some reason, when you guys put in the link to the hunt, it just links me to your guys's, like, all of your previous hunt statistic stuff, and if you hunt a lot in Classic, I have to scroll back like 3 pages sometimes at the end of the month. So if we could do the link to the score sheet of the animal, and if we could do maybe... Oh, so if we could do a link to the score sheet of the animal and a trophy shot with the animal. Alright, so just to clarify, for anybody who may or may not know, trophy shots are free. You can take a trophy shot anytime you want. Doesn't cost you any money or anything. However, if you want to have nice poses, those do cost money. For an animal, if you buy an animal's trophy shot pose, you get 4 poses. If you buy a hunter's trophy shot pose, you only get 1. So I do own the whitetail trophy shot poses, But again, this is, moose this month. But once you've picked up your animal, you're going to hit this trophy shot button. And then, readjust your camera. Pressing and holding P will give you the animal's trophy shot options. You can right click and then drag to pivot them, or you can left click to move them around. You can use your mouse wheel to raise them or lower them if their feet are sinking into the ground like this. And then holding T for player, you do have to have nothing in your hand or a weapon. So hit H to unarm or unequip yourself, or click on 1 or 2 or 3 depending on which weapon you use for the animal, and then you can get into whatever poses you own. So I only own small game, deer hunter, and humble, so we'll put myself in the humble position for this one. And we're going to turn towards the light, so I'm actually going to move my camera, grab the deer, and we'll turn her as well. So that's kind of the vibe that you're looking for, being able to move around, maneuver. And I don't really care what your trophy shot looks like, as long as I can see the animal and you think it looks good enough to be in the video later. And then to take the picture, all you gotta do is left click. That's it. And if you don't like it, you can discard it. You can move around, but the framing of the camera does have to be white for you to take the picture. If the framing of the camera is orange, where you're in like the moving things around position thing, it won't work. So it does have to be white. You can, up, down, zoom in, zoom out, move pretty much all over. But yeah. And if you don't want to take a picture because you I don't know, shot 2 things and picked one up and you grabbed the wrong one or something, you can hit escape. But that means that you can no longer take a picture of that animal because it has been harvested and done. Just like PSA for people, I guess. But that is all I have for you today. So I appreciate you all for hanging out with me. I appreciate anybody who has participated in my competition so far. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye!